Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Hey, we got ourselves a jam-packed show. Hope you can hang out with us. Patrick Young scheduled 5 o'clock. Have injury. College football preview. Remembered it, but you know, Florida, their season opener, Long Island, and let me get this. Let me get this back over here. There we go. There we go. So Florida's opener is against Long Island. I, like a lot of you folks, never knew Long Island University existed. Never knew they were the Sharks. Never knew they had a football program. And Florida's playing them. And I've been banging the drum. I hate these kind of games. These games have to go away. College football, big-time college football, is way too big for the Floridas of the world to play Long Island. And we can pick out, we're not going to pick on the Gators, but we could pick out a million games like this. I read, I think it was yesterday, and shame on me for not knowing or remembering this, this was a desperation game that Florida had to pick up. As I remember it or read it earlier this week, Florida was supposed to open here in what is that, 3 weeks? Against the University of Central Florida in Orlando. Now that changes everything. I mean, that's a legitimate opener. But as best I can tell, UCF recently in the Big 12, they had to move their schedule around, and I think that's why Florida. Shame on me for not remembering or noticing this. But so does that exonerate Florida? Not all the way, but quite a bit of the way. That was supposed to. So the Gators, if I've understood this right, the Gators, 2025 football Gators, their schedule was supposed to be and was signed up as opener. University of Central Florida, and I think that game was supposed to be in Orlando at UCF. South Florida week 2, and then you jump into your big bad boy schedule. If that's the case, you give Florida a bit of a break because I was the first time I saw, and it was only a year ago or so, but the first time I saw Florida will open up against Long Island, I threw up in my mouth a little bit, and B went, come on, really? But and I'll bring our producer Casey Kurtz. That changes things a little bit, doesn't it? I mean, if UCF had to get out of the game because of their newfound partnership in the Big 12, right? I mean, that changes everything. You understand that?
I mean,
you had to let UCF out of that game if they have so many Big 12 games now, and they just jumped into the Big 12, right?
I mean, there's no other team that would want to play a football game
Yeah.
there.
Well, No, I don't think any other team above the stature of Long Island wants to play a road-only game. I think a lot of teams will say, hey, UF, can you come to Seattle and play us, Washington, and we'll come to Gainesville? Yeah. No, I don't. And the timely issue. UCF just jumped into the Big 12, a few years ago, right?
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, recently. So I think this all had to move quick. So I'm exonerating Florida a little bit. I think, and you obviously you don't hold UCF's feet to the fire. I mean, for the good of the next 400 years of college football, you say, hey, we get it. At one point, we had to, Florida / the SEC twice in the last 35 years have had to kind of massage their schedules because they added South Carolina and Arkansas and Missouri and Texas A&M and Oklahoma and Texas. So, yeah, I get it a little bit. Little bit of exoneration for Florida because I was not real, and I'm still not, but I wasn't real happy with Florida playing Long Island. And Casey, right, I think I'm correct here. We / college big-time college football has got to get out of those games.
Yeah, they're worthless.
They've got
except for to Long Island.
Yeah, Long Island makes money, but they've got to get out of those games, right? I mean, I harken on this all the time. As bad as some of your NFL week 14, 15, 16, 17, you'll have some bad franchises match up. Those are bad games. You know what they still are? They're still NFL games.
Yep.
Yeah. They're still NFL games. I think we're getting closer to that. But, yeah, I was just reading and saw that. I went, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Florida didn't go out 12 years ago and say, hey, Long Island, you want to play a game with us in 2025? I think it was it helped everybody. You got to swallow hard and just get through it. But there you have it. So we'll get some Jaguar talk here as well. NFL talk. The NFL talk I wanted to get to. Good for James Cook. I mean, James, am I right, Casey, in this? James Cook is the modern NFL running back, right? I mean, James Cook has got enough game. He can take a straight handoff. But he's also that pass receiving guy, right? To me, James Cook is the modern Alvin Kamara. And Alvin Kamara still is, but I mean, in his peak, he was very valuable, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Cook catches the ball out of the backfield. And
isn't that the guy you want now in the NFL?
Yes.
Yeah.
You also need a guy, though, to offset that guy.
Yeah, a big burly guy, you mean, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah. Be nice. Yeah. If you can have everything, sometimes you can't have everything.
I mean, they do.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah. But good for James Cook. He's kind of and I guess Kamara's still got some tread on the tires, right? But I mean,
yeah, he's a starter.
Yeah, but Kamara's winding down. James, am I right? James Cook's the next Kamara, right? Kind of. You see that? A little bit?
Mean, he's extremely talented. I think Alvin Kamara in his prime was a better football player, but the general idea, you are correct. James Cook has that style of play. He's very valuable to what they do on offense. You can clearly see when they got better on offense.
Sure.
It was because of his emergence. So, yeah, he earned the deal for sure.
Kind of a blanket statement that may not be right, but I'm going to throw it out. Dalvin Cook, really good football. Star at Miami Central, I think it was. FSU, was a star player, just a burst, could really run. James Cook, right, his brother, goes to Georgia, so he was no chopped liver. But in terms of NFL career, and I can't remember if Dalvin was hurt a lot, and Dalvin had a nice career, but James Cook is a better pro. Or a better can I say better modern pro?
Yes.
Maybe
if they were both coming out right now, the better player would be James Cook.
Yeah. And the game fits him a little better, doesn't it?
In 2025, it does.
Yeah, the 2020. Yeah, well said. Well said. The game fits him a little better. So good for James Cook. I started throwing this out a couple weeks ago, and this will be a fun next 3 weeks or so topic. Do the Panthers have one of those guys? I mean, the Panthers, Hubbard is they're running. I mean, what were those numbers? He rushed for like 1,400 yards, and he had a couple hundred catch. He had 400 yards in receiving or whatever.
He had.
What were his numbers? Yeah, I had those.
He had like 1,200 rushing.
Yeah, 12 rushing and 400. I mean, he handled the ball a lot, took it as a handoff, and he caught it.
He only had 171 receiving.
171 receiving. So good
in
for
total,
James
1,366.
Yeah, good for James Cook. I remember, he went to, and remember James Cook, he went to Georgia, and he was really highly recruited, by the way. Really, really. Everybody thought, well, he was going to Georgia, maybe Florida State. I think Florida State with Jimbo and all that was happening. I think that was in that era. But Cook kind of went in obscurity there for a little while at Georgia. And then his number came around. And, of course, Georgia has a lot of good running backs. But when his number came around, he looks like that modern NFL running back. Casey, did you see, and we can go back to this in a moment if we need to, did you see the ESPN today? They had basically ceiling floor kind of rankings. You didn't see that? Pretty interesting. See if I can dig it up, but they kind of listed what's the bottom, the lowest of the low these franchises could go, and what would be the ceiling, what would be the highest of the high. And let me see if I found it right here. It was a pretty cool predicting the best and worst scenarios for every NFL team who can surpass 10 wins in a season. I thought it was pretty neat, and we'll dive into it real quick. Of course, we go straight to the Jaguars, but let me see. The participants pretty much at the top. So let's go to Jacksonville and see what. And this is national guys. ESPN. They came out with this today. Ceiling. They have Jacksonville Jaguars. The absolute ceiling, 11-6. Well, you take that and run, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean,
you
obviously.
take that. They have the floor for the Jacksonville Jaguars, 5-12.
All right.
I would say it's about right. Biggest X factor for the Jaguars, pass defense. And this is their write-up. The defense for the Jaguars must be much better at limiting explosive pass plays. The Jaguars unit gave up a league-high 14 pass plays, and I didn't know this, 14 pass plays of 40 or more yards for a league-high 770 yards, due mainly to busted coverages, they put in parentheses. And that was a significant reason the Jaguars gave up 25.6 points per game in 2024. Fourth worst in the league, that number was. The signing of safety Eric Murray and cornerback Jordan Lewis and drafting Travis Hunter, and they put in parentheses, whenever he does play defense, should help. And that's our buddy Mike DiRocco. So ceiling 11-6, floor 5-12. I don't see 11-6. Now, Casey, my thought, if they did get anywhere near 11-6, they would have to sweep anybody in their division not known as Houston. You would have to go grab 4 quick wins, right?
Which is not impossible.
Now, those other 2 franchises are saying the same thing and lumping Jacksonville in there.
I think the Colts are trying to figure out who their quarterback is first before they start counting wins. But yes, obviously when Jacksonville's on your schedule, the other team assumes they're going to win that game.
Yeah. And coincidentally, I don't know if this is by division or let me see here. Okay, yeah, it might be by the division. Houston, certainly we all think the AFC South, at least for the near future, will run through Houston. They've got ceiling for Houston 11-6 or 6-11. So one less floor game. They just don't think if everything went against Houston, they would be one better than the Jags. We told you about Jacksonville, Indianapolis, the Colts ceiling again 11-6 floor 5-12. So basically the same as the Jaguars, and if that played out, you would think one of those teams would sweep the other. We told you about Jacksonville 11-6, 5-12. Tennessee Titans. They've got ceiling for Titans 9-8, so less wins. Ceiling Titans, and floor, they've got them a lower floor. They could see the Titans going 4-13, and I could see that too.
Certainly.
Yeah.
When you pick number 1 overall, it could happen.
Yeah. It's a bad division.
It is not the best division in the sport.
It is a bad division. But my goodness, 11-6. If the Jaguars get to 11-6, number one, I eat crow like crazy, and I'll be happy to eat crow like crazy. But to get to 11-6, they have to have 2 wins over the Colts and 2 wins over the Titans, right?
Yeah, you're probably 5-1 in your division.
Yeah, you've got to go there. So I thought it was pretty neat. As every day now, as we get closer to kickoff, NFL and real kickoff, I should say, NFL and college. There are some neat little stories, things like that. A little bit later here on the program, we want to dive into Major League Baseball. Who are some of the leaders? We hadn't talked about home run leaders, RBI leaders. I think there's been a big switch, a shift in AL MVP. If they gave it out right now, I think there's been a big shift. We'll talk about who might be standing tall for the AL and the NL MVPs. We'll talk about the different win leaders in baseball from the mound, RBI, things like that. I hope to get to that. Boy, did you see? Did you see? This happens in baseball. It can be a cruel game. Casey, your boy Paul Skeens got roughed up, didn't he?
That's your boy. That's not my boy.
Yeah, my boy. I like Skeens a lot. But, boy, Milwaukee, gosh darn, break up the Brewers.
Yep.
What was that, 15-0, 14-0, whatever it was?
I heard he got shelled. Austin was talking about it this morning.
Yeah, Skeens and the Pirates. I mean, we're talking, it wasn't just Skeens. It was 15-0 or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's more than just one guy.
Gosh darn, the Brewers. Speaking of getting shelled, how about the Red Sox yesterday? We talked about that, probably the most marquee midweek series. Red Sox 14-1 over Astros.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Don't look now. American League West. Let me say it again. American League West. You know who that is?
I do.
Houston
Seattle and Houston.
Seattle. Tied right now.
About that? I told you.
Tied right now. Don't look now. National League West. We know who that is. The big bad Dodgers. And we thought it was going to be a 3-team battle royal. Dodgers, San Diego, San Fran. Don't look now, Casey. Tied.
How about that?
Tied in the NL West. Brewers, by the way, 7.5 games up right now on the Cubs. How did that happen so fast?
Cubs aren't playing well. And the Brewers don't ever lose.
And the Brewers never lose.
Never.
The Brewers never, ever lose.
Cubs are going to have to sweep them in that 5-game series if they want to even make it interesting.
Yeah, how about that? It was a 4-game anyway, and they were rained out earlier, so they're going to bump that into the first game, doubleheader.
Mm-hmm.
5 games. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's great. And, you say if the Cubs could sweep them, then they could get back in it. If you play the other side, if the Brewers sweep them, they're up 12 games all of a sudden or whatever the number is.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Yeah. I mean.
Good night, Elizabeth. And we're starting to think, we, the Brewers, are starting to think, how do we structure our pen and everything for our starters?
The only thing with the Brewers is they're probably playing their best baseball right now.
I know. That's a concern, man.
And, in the playoffs, anything can happen. If they can't pitch, we were talking about this the other day, but if you can't pitch to that level in the playoffs, they do not have the lineup to make up for it more nights than not. So,
so they're not
we'll
going
see.
They're not going to win a bunch of 9-8 games.
No, it is unlikely. They need to win games, 3-2.
We can keep it here for a moment with baseball. If you handed out the AL MVP right now, we would go to Raleigh, wouldn't it? I mean, the
Correct.
numbers, Judge has, now he's been injured, and I get it and all, but his numbers have backed way down. I think Raleigh would get it, wouldn't he?
Yes.
National League, Ohtani because of the pitching?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Ohtani because of the pitching, and there's a couple guys. Is Freddie Freeman in the talk?
I don't believe so.
No? Okay. Because I was trying to think, in the NL, who would it be if it was given right now? I think Ohtani with his pitching.
I mean, there's nobody.
Yeah, Ohtani's
it's not just his pitching. I mean, his hitting
got
numbers
the home
are
runs.
outrageous.
Yeah, I think the pitching separates him, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
And obviously, he's got the home runs. He doesn't have a crazy RBI number, but I think some of the guys up top in that lineup are gobbling up RBI as well.
Sure.
From him. But, yeah, I think right now, and we still got 40 games to go, if the MVP goes out, it would go to Raleigh. And Raleigh in the AL has been so consistent. And again, I don't want to bury Judge because of an injury, but it's part of it. I mean, you can't win the golf Grand Slam if you don't play in all four.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And Judge's numbers, he's still, I think he still leads the league in average. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, that's the easier one to hold on to, obviously, if you're not
Isn't
playing.
Isn't that nuts, though? A guy that size, and I get it, Bonds was that size, and hit it. If you hit home run, that counts as a clean base hit. But isn't it crazy? A guy like Judge, he's getting no 3-hopper singles to the shortstop hole.
Right.
Right? I mean, he's not 0 for 3 and lays down a bunt. At least he's 1 for 4.
Right.
And he beats it out. And, 1 for 4 helps you a lot more than 0 for 4.
Sure.
My goodness gracious. I'll tell you this, though, and you probably, I don't know if you follow it. I don't follow it heavy. But, the New York media, they're starting to just bang on the Mets and the Yankees.
Yeah, bad time to play terrible baseball like both those teams are.
And the story is neither one of them may make the playoffs.
I mean, neither one of them give you a ton of confidence. I think they probably still will.
I'm with you. If you said, Terry, yes or no, I'd say yes right now.
I have more confidence in the Yankees than the Mets.
Yeah, but give me 20 more games, and I may say, but no, I've started to see some headlines and stuff around national publications, and I think ESPN's got one about the crux of the story is, are the Yankees and the Mets both going to miss the playoffs?
That would be bad.
Oh, that baseball fan in the city wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, that would be pretty atrocious after, if you're the Mets, you sign Juan Soto and don't make the playoffs. That'd be bad.
Oh.
And then just, the Yankees being the Yankees, going to the World Series and then missing the playoffs next year would be about the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, not good walking the streets of NYC. All right, as we break, Casey Kurtz, you probably rolled in today to this show. Never in a million years did you think Beyoncé would make the show. Beyonce, Beyonce the entertainer.
Yeah.
Now, would you think, okay, maybe Beyonce makes the show, but I guarantee you, Rain Man, the character Dustin Hoffman played, Rain Man, no way Rain Man will make this sports show.
Yeah, I will give you that one.
Okay.
I didn't think there was a scenario where that worked. I could see where Beyonce comes up.
Beyonce and Rain Man, I think, will make the show on the other side of this break.
How about that?
Awkward, just sad story out of Williamsport where they're contesting the Little League World Series. Have you heard about this guy? Mm-mm. This wacko guy works in Williamsport, and I think he got fired, and some of the threats he made.
Oh, it doesn't sound good.
Not good at all. We'll talk about those topics and some more. We've got some guests coming up. 5 o'clock, we hope to hear from Dr. Bates, sports medicine, and, of course, 5:30, Brent Beard. One down, a long way to go. Stay with us right here on a Wednesday edition of the Young Norvelle Show.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
All right, here we go. Welcome back. It is a hump day edition, hot August edition of the Young Norvelle Show. Football season right around the corner. Glad you're with us here. We'll do it till 6 o'clock. A couple guests coming up, 5 o'clock, Dr. Bates from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and, of course, Brent Beard around 5:30. Casey Kurtz producing. I'm Terry Norvelle. Glad you're with us here. May or may not hear from Patrick Young. Never know. Pat is a busy, busy man. And, Casey, I can't officially speak to this, but this may be groundbreaking segment here as we welcome you back here to the program. I don't think our little show here has ever had Beyoncé, the great entertainer Beyoncé, part of the show.
That might be your fault.
Can you remember?
Not when I've been here, no.
Beyoncé makes the show today as she is bringing people together. And Casey, backstory.
Please.
You know more than I do probably about this, but Beyoncé, within the last year, maybe 2 years, she kind of recorded a crossover album, if we can still call it album, country music. Did you hear? She kind of went to
Cowboy Carter.
Yeah, Cowboy.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean? What is it? Cowboy?
That's the name of the album.
That's the name of the album. Okay, because I saw that in this write-up. So, headline here, USA Today says, why all black rodeo events are so hot right now. And I really didn't know there was all black rodeo events, but there are. And we'll get into this. But Beyoncé has taken, I think this was like I don't think she set out to do this, but her crossover has helped the rodeo industry, African-American rodeo industry. The nation's longest-running black rodeo is among a handful of events some say have seen a boost due to Beyoncé's groundbreaking 2024 country album. Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know.
So, goes on to say, let's all learn as we go. Call it the Beyoncé effect. One of America's biggest musical superstars unleashed a stampede of excitement for black rodeos across the country with her album from 2024, Cowboy Country. Oh, no, Cowboy Carter. Cowboy Carter. Does Carter mean something? Or
it's her last name.
That's her official last name? Okay, I thought Beyoncé was her last name. B was her first. No. Okay. So anyway, being serious here, nowhere is that more obvious than in tiny Oakumlee, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Home to the nation's oldest continuous operated black rodeo. When Beyoncé released the country album, she told black people it's okay to wear cowboy boots and cowboy hats, said Danelle Tipton, who now serves as the arena director for multiple state rodeos, including what is now the aforementioned rodeo that is really popular now. And he goes on in this article, he goes on to say, black rodeoing is so hot right now. Every event we go to, says Tipton, a former bull riding champ. I haven't seen so many black girls in cowboy hats and boots ever. And by the way, I'm fine with that, in case you're wondering.
Sure.
We've had our rodeos, but city slickers were never in tune with it. Now it's like the floodgates have opened. And on the weekend of August 9th, which was just a few days ago, the Roy Blanc Invitational, the rodeo we referenced, marked its 70th year. So they've been around a long time, a lot longer than Beyonce's been blue jeans and country boots and all.
True.
But good for her, though. The legacy of 24 black businessmen, farmers, and ranchers frustrated with the second-class treatment accorded to black rodeo competitors and their fans in the 50s. So they got their own started. They started their own. Good for them. Tipton has been going to the rodeo ever since. He was a kid riding along with the family's roundup club, the Oklahoma City Paraders. The equestrian-minded community organization held weekend parades to precede black rodeo competitions in rural outposts around the state of Oklahoma in places like blank and blank. I can't tell all these names. They're kind of Indian names. So how about that? Good for Beyoncé. And situated 40 miles south of Tulsa, the Oakumlee Roy Blanc Invitational Rodeo is among the country's largest black sporting events, according to event promoter Kenneth LeBlanc. In 1956, LeBlanc's father Roy and grandfather Charles were among the founders of what was then called the County Roundup Club. Black people couldn't get into the white rodeos, and this person, Marcus Friday, said, who has been the announcer for the event for 2 decades, that's why they started their own rodeo. Who would have thought 70 years later it is still going strong? And who would have thought Beyoncé would have had a big assist?
Yeah, I mean, I learned something today.
How about that?
It's good.
How about that? Trying to see if there's anything else in this story that we need
The more you know.
You gotta believe, if they haven't already, they've gotta put out an invitation to Beyonce to come. What are you to start the rodeo? Are you the Grand Marshal? What are you in a rodeo? I don't know.
I can confidently tell you I've never been to the rodeo.
Yes, I have.
Nor do I have the slightest idea what goes on.
I have neither. Have you heard any of her album? Is it twangy? I wonder.
It
can't be real twangy, can it?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call it that. It's not bad.
No,
Not great.
yeah, but she's Beyonce, and she can step out like that. Her career is to the point where even if it, I don't think it bombed. Even if it bombed,
No, it was good.
she's Beyonce.
Yeah. No, I mean there's some
Right?
you can bop to. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I personally don't listen to it in the
I
car.
will say this: I have not seen any photos of Beyonce and her. What do we call it? Just country album.
Oh,
I
I'll see if I can
guess.
get you the cover.
And this rodeo part is spurned off of it. But knowing Beyonce, having seen Beyonce all those years that we've seen her, everybody, you can conjure up. She's a beautiful girl.
That's correct.
I would like to see her with a cowboy hat, a flannel shirt, some jeans, and some boots. I bet she wears that well. Can I say that?
I think you did.
I bet she wears cowboy Western wear well.
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay. All right.
It's not what you're gonna expect, but the best I can do for you is the album cover.
Okay. That's fine with me. I mean, I don't think Beyonce would make a bad album cover.
No, I mean it's not.
While you're doing that, let me see if I can round up our next. This next story is kind of creepy, and yeah.
All right, check this out.
I want to see it. Yeah, you got it. Oh yeah. Oh, that works.
That's the album cover.
Oh, that works. That really works.
Yeah.
If I have to, when they do their events in rodeo, they get scored right by judges. Is that?
I think so.
That's a 10-0. A 10-0. I give that one right there a 10-0. 10.0.
Oh, okay.
10's the best, right?
I don't know.
All right.
I would assume that it would be, but I could see a scenario where 5's the best.
Okay. You may know this. I do not. Is Beyonce currently married to some superstar?
Yes.
Do we know who? Or
We do.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. There's still a couple. You never know with these couples.
Yeah.
These Hollywood couples.
Yeah, they're still married.
So they're worth a couple dollars, right?
Billions with the B.
Yeah, they're worth a couple dollars. All right, let me pull this story up. This is awkward and ugly. And I'm hoping this wasn't anywhere near real. And when I say real, this guy wasn't going to act on this. But obviously, everybody knows right now we're in the middle of the Little League World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Williamsport is stirring. That's where they play the Little League World Series. Headline, and this is ugly. Gosh darn, this guy's got to be smarter than this. If not, thank God we took him out of his world.
Okay.
We didn't kill him, but we took him out.
Yeah.
Williamsport man jailed after allegedly threatening Little League International and ESPN. Story goes like this. Guy was sent home on Wednesday. I think it was last Wednesday. Home Wednesday from his job at a private security firm at the Little League headquarters. So this guy worked for Isaiah Randall is his name. He worked for a security company based in Williamsport, and of course, they got a lot of the work, security work.
Makes sense.
Okay. So, he was sent home Wednesday from his job at a private security firm at the Little League World Series headquarters. It doesn't really go into detail. I'm assuming he was sent home for poor performance.
Okay.
He decided, Isaiah Randall, he texts his supervisor telling him, quote, you guys better have heavy security after the expletive you pulled today, because I will be back. He goes on, police first learned of this threatening, and that ain't good, man. We're talking about an event with young kids.
Children.
Yeah, children. Yeah. Police first learned of the threatening text about 2 a.m. on Tuesday. Randall, 20 years old, lives in Williamsport, allegedly sent the text to Don Bollinger, his supervisor at Securitas. I guess the name of the security
Not a
company.
great name, though.
Yeah. Security Ass. Securitas.
It's really terrible, but anyway.
A private security firm for whom Randall, the 20-year-old that sent these, allegedly, worked for, police said. The company provides security for the World Series ESPN crew every year. Obviously, it's in Williamsport every year. Sometime after sending the text, Randall posted on his Facebook page.
Oh, they always do.
Why, Casey?
I don't know.
Why? Hey, incriminate myself. I mean,
it's legitimately how it goes every time.
So he posts on his own Facebook page, quote, he posts under the caption, mass casualty event.
That's not good.
With a countdown timer under it that read 01 day, 22 hours, and 41 minutes. It was alleged in the affidavit. Casey, what?
What are we doing?
What are we doing, Casey? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So Randall, as if that wasn't enough, he then decided to tag ESPN.
I don't get it.
Little League and Securitas, the company, so that each one received the post, police said.
Okay.
Casey, why?
So, here's the thing. Not that this is a joke, but bro definitely wasn't actually trying to do anything.
Because generally, if you're
not, if you're gonna make a life-altering decision like that for multiple people and yourself, you don't post. You do it.
You do it, unfortunately.
You don't post a countdown clock. On your social media.
And I get it. He's 20 years old, but aren't you sharp enough at 20 to go? These type of defaming statements, text or not, you just can't go posting around.
It's pretty bad.
And I think Pat's jumping in. Pat, you can jump in. Neither police nor the affidavit stated what Randall actually did as an employee at the security company. It was unclear when Randall actually sent the threatening text to his supervisor. Police said it was sent after Randall was sent home for committing a company policy violation. Casey, I wonder what the hell that was.
At this point, it could be anything.
It could be anything, and we go on. A warrant for Randall's arrest was filed at noon on Tuesday at the office of the district judge, William Solomon, charging him with 4 counts each of terroristic threats and intention to terrorize another. Terroristic threats causing serious public inconvenience and harassment. Yeah, you can't go around doing that. Randall's alleged statement and post caused the Little League World Series, a place of assembly, to divert from normal operations, said one of the captains working. Given the nature of this international event, we believe a serious and undeniable threat was made by Isaiah Randall, the 20-year-old guy, toward Little League International, ESPN, and the security firm, and all those attending the event. What was this guy think? Come on. Members, and I'll wrap it up here, last paragraph. Members of the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force went to Randall's city home and took him into custody without incident. Thank God. He didn't do anything stupid. He was turned over to the borough police, who brought him before Judge Solomon about 1:15 on that day, following his arraignment on the 8 felony terroristic threats charges, plus the harassment count. Randall was committed to the Lycoming County prison in lieu of $125,000. You know what? The moron probably was such a moron. he didn't get the gravity of what he was doing.
Yeah,
Do you believe that, right? I think what you were saying earlier, right?
Yeah.
But you can't. My God, it's the Little League World Series.
Well, yeah.
Internationally broadcast.
Yeah, I mean.
What? Hey, by the way, what did the Little League players do to him?
I would guess nothing.
Nothing.
It would be my guess. Yeah, I think you just chalked this one up as idiot. But like the crazy part about that is like, so that's it for that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're born. They had an opportunity.
Right.
That's it.
Right. I mean, seriously.
Like that's it for that.
Unless he can bury that.
I don't think so.
I mean, Pat, you're hearing this. I mean, this is a 20-year-old guy, got mad at his job at a security company that is based out of Williamsport, that works the Little League World Series every year. This guy's got to probably interview and turn in a resume probably another 15 times in his life, right? Minimum.
Man, it seems like if they can somehow finagle a way to not get this felony.
Oh.
Then there's a chance for redemption in terms of maybe he can still have a future where you're not in your own way.
And,
I would say
where
you're not in your own way.
I agree.
Dude, Jelly Roll, Terry?
Yeah.
Because he has a felony and he's very popular, right? You think he's made a few $1 million at this point?
Sure.
He cannot get a mortgage because of his felony.
Is that right?
That's right.
Is that right? Well, I always have an issue with these crazy idiots like this kid. And now he's 20 years old, so I give him, thank God he didn't do anything stupid. But I always wonder about these. Okay, he worked for a security company. He wasn't happy. One of their annual gigs is the multiple week Little League World Series, which is an international event. Right?
Right. International, yep.
So he works for this company. That's probably their Super Bowl. That's their biggest event of the year, I would guess. He wasn't happy. Something got him mad in and around his job. What did the Little Leaguers do to him?
Yeah.
You're like, well, what did the
Little
Little
reminds me too, Terry, and obviously this story's worse, and I'll be quick on this, but
no, go ahead.
The Atlanta Falcons coordinator's son that pranked Shedeur Sanders.
Point.
You know, thank goodness the kid didn't do anything this dangerous, but like, man, that was another head scratcher of a situation. Like, what did you have to gain? And that's what that's why they say our brains, especially as men, don't fully develop till we're 25.
Yeah.
There's no way this kid was thinking, what do I have to gain?
Yeah.
By doing this? You're gonna gain a felony.
Yeah, and at some point in the near future, when he's serving time, when he's got a felony, when it's all over him, he's going to go, well, it was just words. No, you can't say stuff like that.
No, you can't.
You can't. And where I go with this, what did the Little Leaguers have against this guy? Nothing. What did he have against the Little Leaguers? It's almost like when these mass shooters, when they pop up all over our country, unfortunately, and it's horrible, just horrible.
It's horrible, yeah.
I always ask myself, I go, hey, mass shooter, if you think your life has gotten that bad, why kill innocent people? Why not just kill yourself? You know, why take out innocent people?
And obviously, we're not promoting that at all, but it just
not at all.
To your point, yeah, like the people that you end up hurting had absolutely nothing to do with your issues.
Yeah.
They never knew you. They never hurt you. They don't. And I mean, you're an absolute complete stranger that becomes a victim of somebody else's mental health decision.
Yeah.
Of going and harming other people.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Hey, on a lighter note, let's get this out of here. Let's get back to the Beyoncé story. Did you hear? You know, Beyonce, she crossed over and did a country album not long ago. And the word is her album is helping African American rodeos, and there are African American rodeos all over the country. It's helping the African American rodeo community. Good for Beyonce. The word is there have never been as many African American, especially women, young girls and women and teen wearing cowboy boots and blue jeans and flannel shirts and cowboy hats. And Pat, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
That's a good look for a girl, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. How about that? I never thought Beyoncé would make this show, but go Beyoncé, right?
Go Beyonce. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did we talk about yesterday Taylor Swift?
No, we didn't get into
another
that.
album. Okay, good.
We didn't get into it. Talk about it.
But I don't want to. I'm just making sure.
Okay. Okay. I thought you were.
No, actually, I will talk. I'm glad you. I will talk about this. Taylor Swift is worth $1.6 billion.
Isn't that amazing? $1 billion.
Dude, what else does she have to aspire for? To have ambition towards. She can do anything she wants in the world. And I don't know what to do with that information because, like, from the outside looking in, I don't think she's ever been a part of any type of drama.
Yeah.
People want to speculate and all that stuff. But look, if you're a billionaire, don't take the opinion of us peasants very seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And I don't have a history of knowing the songs of Taylor Swift and everything. I know she's immensely popular, but you wonder, there have been Taylor Swifts before Taylor Swift, right? I mean, there's been a Madonna, and there's been a Beyonce, and there's been a Whitney, right? But what made Taylor Swift go to the stratosphere? I mean, she's a pop singer. It's not like her lyrics are shaping you know what I mean? Shaping the culture. You know? She's a pop singer. But what took her over the top?
She had perfect timing, Terry, of her career popping off as social media was growing and expanding. That she was able, that's you can say that, make the same argument for Luke, Jake, and what's the other, Logan Paul.
Yeah.
They had perfect timing. And if you go back and look at their stuff that they did in the early days, those guys were idiots.
Yeah.
But they're entertaining. They were kids being kids at that time. And now look, because of that, if Dennis Rodman had, or Prince, it's even better, Prince. If Prince will be a multi-billion dollar guy.
Yeah.
If he had the same exact timing or just the convenience of being born right as social media and the peak of your career and your stardom picking up, then you talked about it yesterday with whether we're talking about Jimbo Fisher and his timing or Nick Saban, his timing, just got a bad draw. I guess you can look and say, though, I mean, those people, they're doing fine.
Yeah.
Where Taylor Swift she's going to go down as having the most albums, downloads, every musical thing, period, ever. And I don't know if anyone's ever going to beat her.
Unbelievable. Yeah. What if Babe Ruth had all this social media? Oh my God.
My God.
Yeah.
Oh. And let's say Babe Ruth living the same lifestyle that we learned in this time.
Well, first of all, Babe Ruth.
He wasn't a party guy, right? He just drank and ate a lot.
Well, yeah, he partied a lot. Yeah, he was a party.
Yeah, he partied a lot too.
I was going to say, Babe Ruth would have been in the hot dog eating contest because the word was all he did was eat hot dogs and drink beer.
I got a feeling
maybe in the dugout.
Babe Ruth would have been Babe Ruth would have been the most. I don't care what you think I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
As a superstar or whatever, I'm doing whatever I want to do, and you find me.
Yeah.
Hire me, whatever. Yeah. I'm doing what I want, no matter what.
I'm Babe Ruth. Okay.
Yeah,
do what you want. I'm Babe Ruth. All right, Pat, hang tight. We'll come back. We'll take a break, come back, and we hope to have Dr. Bates on about 5 o'clock. Got some sports stuff to get to with him. We'll pick your brain, Patrick Young. Anything on your mind you want to talk about, we'll get to that on the other side. It is a Hump Day edition, the Young and Norvelle Show, continuing right here from Action Sports Jacks.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Will Olive, Mandarin High School. Go Stangs.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School. Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Shacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with We Are Martyr rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is down. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing.
All right, let's get right back into it. Patrick Young's hanging around, I still believe. I'm Terry Norvelle. Glad to have you here on a Wednesday Hump Day edition. Jaguars get it on again on Sunday, 1 o'clock. Pat, we'll wait on Dr. Bates here if you're still there. Really the last, I think Sunday at 1 o'clock, that's kind of the last really hard look-see for the Jaguars. I don't think much will happen in that third preseason game. There'll be a lot that happens, I think, on the practice situation where the Jaguars and the Dolphins are going to get together and have a joint practice. But yeah, I think it's a big game for the Jaguars. They need to look better. They need to look better early, the first couple series when they take on the Saints, who, by the way, word coming out now, the Saints might be one of the 2 or 3 worst teams in the league. I mean, it looks like they're a mess, and I don't think we've got Pat, but the Saints, what a mess, and they fall into that category that you hear me. Okay, Pat, the Saints the Saints fall into that category you hear me talk about all the time.
I was going to say, I thought the Saints were going to be the worst after Derek Carr and
they might
with all they had. I thought they were going to be the worst team.
They might be. I mean, what do they have? Taylor Shuck or whatever his name is, the guy that played 1,000 colleges. And is Spencer Rattler in the middle of that, too?
Spencer Rattler's still there.
Oh, my God. He can't play. Spencer Rattler can't play dead in a Western. I mean, that's a bad, right?
That's harsh. I didn't say that.
That is hard, but that's bad.
Look, if Stetson Bennett can't play and get a spot, get time in these 3 years he's been, I think it's season 3, there's no way in hell I believe that Spencer Rattler has a chance to be successful, and that this could be an outlier, or that kid Tyler Slough. I thought he was.
Yeah, guy can't play a lick.
I mean, the opportunity for him to prove himself was that FSU Louisville ACC tournament championship game.
Yeah,
and LSU's offense or Louisville's offense was so bad,
horrible.
Like if Florida State had a I don't know what quarterback they had at that time, but if he was even just average, they would have blown him out. If Jordan Travis plays that game easily.
Yeah.
But man,
definitely. We've got Dr. Bates. We'll get to him real quick, but getting back to the Saints, you've heard me say for years, and I'll keep saying it. The Saints are another great example. The NFL, there's no way you can expand NFL. How are you going to expand until you can pick up more quality quarterbacks? Your quarterback play from about organization 20 through 32, it's terrible. Have you seen? I mean, Spencer Rattler, you can't go expand into Europe and say, hey, Rome, here's your NFL football team. Spencer Rattler is your quarterback. That's bad football. That would be horrible football.
Spencer would obviously take that opportunity.
Sure he would.
Of course. But if he had any inkling to believe that he could lead the Saints to becoming, I don't even want to say average, but I would say even leading them to 5 wins.
God.
I think that's astronomical. I don't think that's even possible.
The NFL has a void of they don't have anywhere near 32 quality quarterbacks, and they've got 32 franchises now. How do you expand until you figure out a way to either make the position easier or you got to farm more good quarterbacks? The quarterback play in the NFL every year, the last 10 to 12 franchises, it's unwatchable at times.
Yeah.
It's just week 14, 15, 16, 17. It's unwatchable.
You want a good enough backup quarterback that can hopefully keep you, if your starter goes down and he's out for 4 weeks or 5 weeks. If that guy can somehow go 2-2 or 3-2 or 2, I mean, it's not god awful, but to really only go down one game, and if that's all you're asking for of a backup, which we've seen guys do that at times, Matt Castle is the number one example when Tom Brady goes down with that ACL knee injury,
right?
That he played fairly decent. But then, he played well enough to get a starting job, Terry. And do you know what he did after that with that starting job?
Terrible.
Nothing.
Terrible.
Nothing.
Yes, absolutely terrible. With that, let's welcome Dr. Bates, who joins us on Wednesdays from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. We have a great time this time every Wednesday. Doc, thanks for your time for joining us. Got a lot of stuff to get to here. Number one, we hated to laugh at the guy, but and Casey, I don't know if do we still have that clip of the NASCAR guy?
Oh man,
of the NASCAR. Yeah, Doc, have you seen the clip of the NASCAR guy that took the gainer?
Man,
Casey's gonna pull it up, and I don't want to make fun of the guy again. This is a 19-year-old up-and-coming driver. He's won 6 races in the Xfinity, which is AAA NASCAR. This guy, everybody in the world of NASCAR wants to sponsor him. They say he's going to be the next big racer. So he wins a race over the weekend, Doc. You probably saw it. And here he goes. Okay, everything's good. He won. He's 19th. He's flexible.
What's funny, Terry, he's done this before. If you're saying that he's won.
Look. Wham! Oh, that's rough. And Doc, not to make fun of him, but think about it. That guy just spent 2 hours going between 150 and probably 200 miles an hour with 20-something cars on a track, and he takes a gainer. Doc, broken collarbone. Where I'm going, Doc, broken collarbone is what he suffered. Okay, to drive a NASCAR, and I guess G forces are involved. You know, you're going fast and you're going around the curve. Could this guy drive with a broken collarbone? Is it a pain tolerance thing? What would be his approach the next couple of weeks?
Well, it depends on if you get it fixed or not. And I think he got it fixed.
Yeah, I think so.
So when you get it stabilized, he shouldn't have any issue. In the beginning, it's just getting the soft tissue to calm down and get the inflammation down, all that. Make sure the incision is healing well. But as far as the bone is concerned, most people have a lot less pain once you stabilize it.
Okay. So he could go ahead and get back behind a car. Right. Even with the speed and the G-forces and the curves and all that.
Were you surprised, Doc, that wasn't an AC joint injury? It seemed like he was landed right on top of that shoulder.
Yeah, but it's the same mechanism.
Okay.
I looked at a video and they stopped it right before he hit it. Those are the same illustrations that we get when we're talking about mechanisms of injury for AC joints and clavicle fractures.
God, and I tell you, I mean, I'm going to use the same explanation or thought process. I'm not making fun of the guy, and gosh darn, that looked like that hurt and all. But how ironic! You're driving 200 miles an hour around 20 other cars going 200 miles an hour, and you get out of there 2.5 hours later unscathed, and you're basically controlling your movement, and you take a gainer, and dude, he didn't move when he hit the ground, man.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of like Martin Gramatica years ago.
Yes,
celebrating a field goal towards ACL.
Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy? Doc, bouncing around, Pat may have a couple of things as well to throw your way. We're a couple, 2-3 weeks away from college football. Obviously, NFL as well, but college football will kick off their real games sooner than the NFL. One of, if not the best game out there, I guess, with Texas, Ohio State, you've got LSU and Clemson. And LSU's got a really good quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier, suffering now from what they're calling patellar tendonitis. That sounds painful and tough to work through, but it doesn't sound like LSU thinks this is a debilitating type injury. What do we need to know about patellar tendonitis? Because he's a big-time player. He's a Heisman contender.
Yeah, right. This is an overuse injury. We call it actually jumper's knee. And Patrick should know a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah, I know about that.
We see it a lot in basketball players, volleyball players. Every now and then we see it in soccer players and football players. And so this is kind of an overuse, just a nagging thing. It shouldn't hold them out.
Okay. So it sounds terrible, though. To me, that patellar, and that's the kneecap, is that right?
Yeah. And it's a tendon that attaches the kneecap to the shin bone.
And that always, and Pat, I don't know if you're with me here, but every time I ever hear patellar, that just sounds like a bad, nothing good's coming from that if you've got an injury there.
I think for the most part, in my experience, you're hearing tendonitis or something like that before you hear anything like, I would say I probably heard someone dealing with tendonitis 50 times before I actually heard somebody actually tearing or having something major to that area, which, you don't want to take away and say that it can't happen, but, like what's extremely rare in basketball would be like a fracturing that bone, like landing right on your kneecap.
Yeah.
That could be more possible in football if someone hits you right in the kneecap. But tendonitis, like that's something that's pretty common. I'm not saying it's not preventable. It's definitely treatable, and you can, from what I've seen, people with like the knees over toes guy. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, Doc. He talked about in his athletic career, he's now had that knees over toes is now his shtick, because he multiple knee surgeries, poor mobility, all those things, and he figured out some kind of way to bulletproof his knees and working on those anterior tib muscles that below the knee, getting those real strong, having really strong hamstrings, and then what was the other one?
Well, it really
Exercises
helps your
in
quad.
strengthening in the hip flexor area. Those are his primary three things he emphasized, and he emphasizes doing the sled, like having a weighted sled backwards and backwards running. And I can't understand all the science behind it, Doc, but my man is a white guy, 6 foot tall, and has a 40-inch vertical at like 38 years old. So
Wow.
Dr. Bates, what the hell is he talking about? What the hell is Patrick talking
Well,
about?
there's this guy that people have been listening
Sorry,
to.
Pat.
No, you're good.
The hell's he talking about?
Came up with this regimen of strengthening to help protect from knee injuries, and particularly nagging injuries like what Nussmeier's going through with the patella tendonitis.
So it sounded like Patrick was saying, and I don't want to put words in either one of your mouths, the tendonitis part of this is not the crucial part of this. Tendonitis is not a nasty thing. The patellar, depending on what they're gonna, what next word you're gonna attach to patellar could be bad. But if it's patellar and the next word is tendonitis, okay, we can work. Is that right?
Right. Yeah.
He gonna get
you don't want to hear
shot.
patella tendon rupture. You don't want to hear patella fracture.
No.
You don't want to hear patella dislocation. You don't want to hear patella cartilage injury.
Yeah. So tendonitis, does tendonitis just pretty much mean angry, inflamed, kind of?
Not nothing.
Yeah. Overuse.
Inflamed, angry.
Inflammation of the patella tendon.
Yeah. All right, Pat. You did a long-winded way of saying something good, I think. I didn't know where the hell you were going there.
Well, no, I think too.
I don't know where he's going, Doc.
Doc, you're familiar with this guy a little bit, right?
A little bit.
For the longest time, I mean, in my strength career, in my professional career, knees going past your toes was something that was a no-no.
Knees going past your toes.
Like, Terry, think if you're doing a lunge.
Yeah. Explain that to me.
Think if you're doing a lunge, for the longest you were coached up to stay at 90 degrees, maybe a little bit. But this guy emphasizes mobility, ankle mobility.
Okay.
Pushing through there, and I don't understand the science behind it, but what's been your take on that, Doc?
Well, I haven't studied it much, but just thinking about it, knees over toes is going to put more pressure on the patella tendon and the whole extensor mechanism. And so I don't really know how that works to protect that. Maybe it's just a strengthening thing, and you're strengthened under control, and so that maybe helps prevent those types of overuse injuries.
Interesting.
I got one more, Doc. Is this true? Ankles, mobility, knees, stability, hips, mobility, lower back, stability. Is that, I mean, I'm saying it, I'm butchering that, but is that kind of ideal?
Working your way up?
Yeah.
I think you need to have both stability and mobility in all your joints.
Yeah.
Now that may just be an overall arching thought process of each joint, but you need to have good range of motion and good stability in every joint because they all work in concert.
Yeah.
Particularly having a strong trunk. Sorry.
Yes.
Pat, that was impressive what you just rattled off. Working your way up.
I can't remember. Well, one of my strength coaches or trainers along the way, and maybe that he's saying it's you do, and that makes sense. You need both. You don't want to just have a stable back and core and not be able to move.
Yeah, sure.
You know, but I think that's very interesting. Are there any other I'll say it might sound simple to us, but in terms of moving the human body that you see it gets overlooked, Doc, that you're like, you really need to do more of this. You really need to make sure this is the area that you need to in your recovery process.
Yeah, the core gets overlooked all the time. That's the basis of your stability, from like a foot below your pelvis to your nipples, basically.
Yeah.
And so that
Are
whole area is your core stability. You need that working well for anything you do. Pitching, running.
Doc, can you tackle that with just planking, or does it have to be more movement specified in that area? Or planking is the core, right? When you plank?
Yeah, that's core.
And that's your glutes too. That's a lot.
But do you need more than just planking to work your core?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to do other things too.
Yeah.
I mean, planking is definitely good, but there's a lot of other things you can do to mix it up and to work on your obliques, work on your lower back musculature.
Well, I can attest, I'm glad you brought that up, both of you guys, because, me having a spinal cord injury, my core has, not to say shut down, but it doesn't operate in the way that it used to. Like, if you were to have me sitting in my chair, hold a 5-pound medicine ball in front of me, it's very difficult for me to keep my posture up. It's very difficult. I don't have the strength and ability to do so. And then I know most people hear core and they only think the anterior, the front side, but your back and your glutes kind of contribute a lot to that as well.
Yes.
Doc,
without a doubt.
Along what we've talked about a little bit, you've worked with a lot of athletes over your medical career. You're in your sports world, athlete. Do you ever run into a situation with some of your athletes that you have to say, hey, my man, you need to back off the weight training? I mean, you're developed as much as you need to get to be. Do you ever have to back a guy? Do you ever have to back the athlete off, or at least say, I may need to talk to you know what I mean? Can you just overtrain?
Yeah. There's definitely certain situations and certain athletes or positions. Take, for instance, pitchers. Pitchers don't need to be bulky up top. They need to do arm care, right? If their priority is overhead throwing, and they're throwing different pitches and whatnot, they need to be working on their core. They need to be working on their shoulder and elbow and their periscapular musculature, as well as the rest of their lower extremities.
Yeah.
But they don't need to be benching 315 for 20 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just an example.
Yeah. Definitely. And Pat, jump in if you got some.
That makes sense. You don't really see a buff pitcher out there. That's not the type of body you need to have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doc, there's a Notre Dame football player, tight end. I don't think this doesn't matter, but I don't think he was one of their star players. But recently, like within the week, he has retired from the game of football. Tight end for Notre Dame. And his issue, I don't think we've ever talked about it, and I wrote the words down: articular cartilage. Articular cartilage. Never heard of it. And that is supposed to be, I guess, I don't know if he's torn that, he's inflamed that. But again, he was a player, not a star. But he went ahead and retired from the game, and it appears something called articular cartilage was the precursor to make him say, yeah, I'm a fifth-year guy. I don't know if I want to go through this. What is that? Where is that? What is that?
Yeah.
So we have articular cartilage all over our body. It's in every joint. It's what caps the end of the bone that we articulate on. So it's on the end of the femur bone, the top of the tibial bone, the undersurface of the patella, and that's just in the knee. So as the knee goes through range of motion, those surfaces that articulate is the cartilage, and it's smooth, but you can get injury in it. And you can have a focal cartilage injury or something called that, where a piece of cartilage is flicked off for whatever reason from some injury. And we now can do cartilage preservation procedures, but they don't always work. Now, I don't know this guy's full history. Apparently, he had 4 or 5 surgeries, something like that.
Okay, I didn't
over
know.
his course of his career at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And I guess he felt like, he kind of got to his end. So I don't know what the other injuries were.
Now,
and so he could have had meniscus injuries. He could have had ligament injuries. He could have had a lot of different, and they all are important in addressing cartilage injuries.
Fair enough. Doc, pardon my ignorance. Can you define a little layman terms? I just don't know. Articulate. What does that mean? You said
that means
moving.
Moving parts.
Okay.
Like just moving parts that are moving right next to each other and touching each other.
Okay, I didn't know this. This is not necessarily a big question to you, Doc, but you might want to talk about his rehab at his age. Boy, what a shame. Yankees old timers game, and they do it every year. The Yankees have an old timers game at Yankee Stadium this time of year, and the guys, and they'll play a little bit of a game if the guys feel like they're, obviously a lot of guys will show up and they won't play. They're at an age where they can't really play. But Yankee old timers game is a special day at Yankee Stadium every year. They just had it, and Mariano Rivera, I don't know if you heard, Doc, one of, if not the best relief pitchers in the history of the game. He's 55 years old. He pitched into his 40s. I mean, he was 42, 43, 44. So he has only been out of the game about 10 years at that level.
I know, right?
He was at the old timer and he blew his Achilles. How tough would that be at 55? He blew it during the game, which is a shame. How tough is that? He's not 25 with an Achilles. He's 55. Is there a big difference with that age difference?
A little bit, but it's also depending on the end game, right?
Yeah,
if you're 25 and you're 30, you're playing a professional sport. You're trying to get back to some high level type of activity.
Good point.
He's just trying to walk.
Yeah, good point.
Get from home to the grocery store.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to the grocery store though.
Yeah, I get your point. So yeah, I guess that's the if there's a positive out of any of this, he's not trying to get ready for spring training in February. Right? He can take it on his own. And what a shame though. Guy pitched at that level at the age of 43 or whatever. He's still throwing that cutter.
Lights out.
Nobody could touch him. And then he gets hurt at the old timers game. Doc, last thing, we'll let you get out of here. You're wonderful as ever. We do it every Wednesday. I want to thank Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for sponsoring this wonderful feature on our show. I don't think I've ever asked you this. Patrick may have. Real basic, but I got thinking putting this show together for some questions with you, Doc. Is there a healing difference? Let's say, I don't know, pick it out, ACL, MCL. Is there a male-female healing difference? Same age, same injury. Would a male come back from the injuries we talk, ACL, knee injury? Would a male come back quicker than a female, vice versa? Or is that not even a consideration? It's just every human's their own situation.
Yeah, not necessarily for healing between men and women. It's more an age thing.
Okay.
The thing between men and women in the hormonal difference, there may be an issue, and we think there is an issue with the type of injury that you get and the frequency of certain injuries in women versus men.
And Pat, I don't know if you know where I went, and Doc, I don't mean to cut you off, but I just was wondering, would a female, would her tendons bounce back quicker versus male or not? And have there been studies on stuff like that? I would imagine.
I'm sure they have been.
Well, I don't know any studies about healing and recovery, only more so injury. So we know that there's a hormonal preponderance for women that have more lax tissues,
and that's good.
And so and there could it could be good or bad. It could be good or bad, either way.
Explain.
And so sometimes you need to have a more stiff or stiffer ligaments or stiffer soft tissues to prevent certain injuries, and sometimes you need more lax soft tissues to prevent certain injuries. And so, and women, and if you kind of look at the menstrual cycle, and are certain injuries happening in a certain part of the menstrual cycle?
Interesting.
Those are the studies that are done.
I know my little pea brain, from what we've talked over the years, when I hear ACL, MCL, and all these things, I think to myself, man, I think it'd be better if it was a little bit loosey-goosey in there so it wouldn't snap. You know, it'd be better to be loosey-goosey. I know that's probably not very scientific.
Not really, no.
No,
but sometimes you can have a shoulder that's too lax, right? I see this in both women and men, or girls and boys, but I see it more so in women. The really thin, lanky woman. They may have some inherent instability in their shoulder, even though there's no tear of the labrum or anything like that. And that can be a difficult issue to deal with.
Last thing, Doc. I always say this. The Tommy John. The Tommy John area, that's the UCL, correct?
Correct.
That's where the UCL ulnar.
Yeah. It's on the other side. You keep pointing to the outside. It's on the other side of the elbow.
But it's the ulnar collateral ligament. Mm-hmm. Am I correct? And this just hit me the other day, and I said, I'm going to ask Doc this. Do we have next to no data on a Tommy John UCL for females because they don't throw overhand? So they never probably get a UCL. Am I correct about that? Is that right? Yeah. Exactly. There's probably little data on a woman, unless it's an outfielder, I guess, or
Yep.
Do you ever see a UCL, Tommy John?
I have not seen a UCL that I can remember in a female ever. 16 years of practice.
So are you trying to tell Patrick Young?
Not that it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Right.
But we just don't see it.
So are you
just like
Doc? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but are you right now on August 13th, 5/27? Are you trying to tell Patrick Young that what Terry Norvelle just brought up was an incredible theory on the human body, right? You never would see a female.
Something.
Come on, Doc.
Well, I think
I thought about all by myself. I thought of that.
That's fantastic. No, that's hats off to her.
Pretty
I never thought
surprising,
about
actually.
that, but it's kind of CrossFit. Maybe.
Good point.
I know
darn it.
shoulders and elbows, but you don't really throw. You don't really throw in CrossFit, but that's where I could see a possibility of maybe that.
And other traumatic injuries. So UCL, we say it's only, you think it's only in overhead throwers or baseball players or whatever.
Yeah.
But I see UCLs in wrestlers. I've seen them in football players.
Javelin throwers.
Yeah, I've seen them in car accidents. Things like that. So it does happen. So it can happen to a female.
Yeah. Pat, I was working him there, Pat, for I wanted to get an A grade today. I was trying for an A grade today from Doc.
I feel you, brother.
He's a tough grade. He's a tough grader, that guy.
He's a tough grader. Yeah, that was a good. That's a good one, though. Yeah.
I got to lower the bar for you, Terry.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right, Doc. Excellent stuff as always. You know we love you and what you do for our show. We'll do it again next week, and hopefully we'll.
Hate to say it, but we're gonna as seasons are coming up, we're gonna
no doubt
have a lot more to talk to you about, Doc. Hate to say it, but
no doubt
that's the reality of the game.
And of course, our Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, Bumps and Bruises Clinic. It will kick off in a week, I think. Gosh darn, high school football is here, man. It is here, and we'll tell everybody about the wonderful service Southeast Orthopedic Specialist offers all over our area. It really is. It really is a great service to get these athletes, these young athletes, and get them seen and get them on the road to recovery quickly. Doc, great stuff. We will do it again next Wednesday. Thank you, my friend.
Awesome, guys. See you next week.
Thank you,
buddy. Dr. Aaron Bates from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Check out their website. Find out all their locations, se-ortho.com, se-ortho.com. All right, let's break. Come back. We'll huddle up and get Brent Beard, I think, on the line. We got some college football stuff, Patrick, to hit with Brent before we get out of here at the top of the hour, 6 o'clock. Plenty of time to go. Stay with us right here on the Young Norvelle Show.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
All right, let's get right back into it. You see the college football helmets. Those things will be knocking heads very, very soon. NFL right after that. It is football season. lot to cover here as we are starting to wrap up a Wednesday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. We'll get right back to it again tomorrow, 4 o'clock, live tomorrow. Come by if you're in the Neptune Beach area. We'll be set up live on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar. Patrick Young, of course, join us. Brent Beard steps in. Brent, lot to get to here on the last 20 minutes or so of the show. Shame on me, and correct me if I'm wrong. I just thank you, Pat. Appreciate it, Pat. I kind of read this yesterday.
Yeah.
And I should have known this, but this kind of exonerates Florida football a little bit, as if they need anything to help their schedule. They got a tough schedule anyway. I read an article yesterday, and I hate the fact that Florida opens up with Long Island. They don't need to play that type of team. That game should not happen. But I read yesterday, Brent, a little bit of an exoneration to Florida football. That was supposed to be UCF at UCF.
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind, UCF they jumped into the Big 12, so their schedule got all screwed up.
Yeah,
and
right.
Obviously Florida acquiesced a couple years ago and let UCF get out. But am I correct? That was supposed to be Florida at UCF, not Long Island playing.
Yeah, which would have been a very interesting game.
Really would have.
And I don't know what you really gained from playing Long Island, but
you got to have a game.
Yeah. But the reality is, everybody it's a feel-good game. Everybody was fine with it, and
feel good until somebody gets hurt.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, you're right about that. Somebody on Long Island trying to make a name for taking somebody out.
What do they say? All fun and games till somebody loses an eye, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But I will say this with the Great Scott, with the bunch they've got coming up after that.
Yeah.
You've got Long Island, and then you got South Florida.
Yeah.
And then you got that gauntlet, 3 out of 4 on the road.
Yeah, that's tough.
Man, with LSU and Miami, and got a week off, they got Texas, and they got Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think they don't need to apologize for any scheduling.
Yeah, I'm with you. And Pat, though, you're a Gator grad. I mean, just in the court of public opinion, I know the next couple of weeks it'll be easy for anti-Gator fans to go, oh, look at Florida. They're playing Long Island. Well, hey, my man, settle down. That's supposed to be Central Florida.
Yeah.
And, they went into the Big 12, which is good for them, but Florida then was scrambling for a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't really bat an eye when you play one of those UCF, USF.
No, not nowadays.
Because you think that, okay, is this program finally good enough to beat one of the big boys? And oftentimes, the answer is no.
Hell, South Florida's got a win over Florida State already in their 30-year history.
Right.
They've beat Florida State in Tallahassee before.
In Tallahassee.
Yeah.
And listen to Patrick's point. I mean, Florida plays South Florida. They play Florida State, and they play Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Anybody who is criticizing Florida for their schedule needs to look at it.
Brent, let's switch gears. I know you've got some news and notes. We've got about 20 more minutes here with Brent Beard talking college football here on a Wednesday. You've got some stuff. I want to throw this out, and I don't think there's anything new that's developed, but, man, you wonder where this John Mateer where this John Mateer gambling, not gambling on college football, which is against the rules. You wonder, Brent, where this is going to go. I mean, he came out and said, yes, I posted on my Venmo that this was a gambling bet, but I was just kidding. Brent, I know you're not deep in the NCAA, investigators, but don't you have to be careful just letting that letting that stand on its own for future gambling situations where a player could go, I was just kidding around about that. I mean, where might this go, Brent?
It may go the wrong way for Oklahoma. Now, when this actually was supposed to happen is appears to have gambled twice in the fall of 2022.
Yeah.
When he was a freshman at Washington State. I mean, look, there needs to be some mercy to this at some point. Right. And you need to give the guy his due. I mean, when you're a freshman and probably not even doing much, that's a problem. But but still, but guys, all three of us know and from even when Patrick played, the NCAA now is very aware, or they're very concerned about any kind of gambling situation anywhere, even though
They
that
profit?
they sponsor it. We have commercials about it.
Yeah, and Pat, you've got buddies in the legal world. I do too, and we read and see stuff. Brent does as well. In the legal world, there's a word called precedent.
Yeah.
And I think you got to be real careful. And I don't want to bury this John Mateer guy.
You don't want to be the one that sets it. I tell you that.
Yeah. And if you're the NCAA, here's Mateer, who says yes, that is. He's not denying it's his Venmo account.
Yeah.
And when you send Venmo, you have a memo area you can fill out. You can say this was my. I sent this to help my daughter buy a new battery for her car, or to pay rent, or whatever. Well, the guy, Mateer, the quarterback now at Oklahoma by way of Washington State, he's not denying at all. He says, yes, it was a Venmo. Yes, it was my Venmo. Yes, there's an explanation in the note part. And yes, I think one note says USC UCLA college football bet. Well, he's not fighting any of that. He's not saying somebody broke into my account. He's saying, yeah, I posted all that, but it was just a joke among my friends. I was joking that yeah, I bet on college football. Now, if the NCAA on its surface allows that, aren't they setting precedent for any other kid down the road that Venmos a bet and gets caught and says, I was just being silly?
Well, they're gonna have to, even if he said whatever he said in that Venmo, and it could be the most damning thing, you have to still be able to prove that money was actually from a bet. Like he could have copied and pasted the money line, that because you're allowed to put whatever you want. Mm-hmm. They're going to need enough circumstance. They need real evidence before you this. If it's true, if it was a bet and all that, I mean, the precedent. They're going to put the hammer on this guy. This kid.
And then there's also, I think, Brent, the spinoff. The NCAA has very little power to force this kid with a light bulb above his chair, interrogating him. They're the NCAA. They're not the law of the land. I mean, they can't say you have. So it could be a little sticky wicket here. And by the way, we've already had one program, BYU. BYU's behind the 8 ball. They've lost their quarterback late in this process.
Sure did.
Oklahoma, I don't think is as good as BYU, but Oklahoma's trying to dig out of a mediocrity. Boy, if this Mateer guy gets popped down for a chunk of games or the season, that's going to be a blow to Oklahoma, isn't it?
Yeah, well, and look, here's a reality. The second game of the season, Oklahoma plays Michigan.
How about that?
The game's Oklahoma. Then they've got Auburn before the month is over. So you've got 2 big games. And then on October 11th, you've got Texas and Dallas. So the schedule is a real problem for them. And Terry's right. This is a sticky wicket here, particularly for the NCAA. I mean, they've got you could argue that they've got precedence, I guess, in having him set out a certain number of games. I mean, look, if you're Oklahoma, what you probably do with this after your lawyers get through looking at it, you let him set out. You let him set out a game, and they play Illinois State in the opener. So maybe you do that, trying to be compliant. But look, the other thing with this is, but unless you guys have read something differently, I've seen nothing that more than he did it his freshman year at Washington State.
Okay.
And he didn't do anything else unless something else comes up. So, I mean, my Stars, at some point, you got to, I mean, and the most let him sit out of the opener and then get going. I just cannot, I can't see in this where we are now and allowing the advertising we do for gambling and so forth that they stick it to him for this.
Well, I'm so glad you just said that, Brent, because Michael Porter Jr. Was just interviewed on a podcast.
I read that, yeah.
Yeah, you read that. So he said after quite a few people have been caught players-wise, and I share in the sentiment, the integrity and the pureness of I just want to watch basketball for basketball. Right. I love this game.
Yeah.
Has been tainted, and that he said, I think it's going to get, I don't think these incidents
it's not going away.
Stop. It's not going away. He's like, it's going to happen again.
It is. It is not going away. I had. I'm far from an expert. I think the three of us right here, we're probably the least gambling threesome that you can find in our area, in our county. But I got thinking, and I was reading that Michael Porter and Jonte. He referenced Jonte Porter has been kicked out of the NBA. Gambling. I was reading that, Pat, as you did today, and I was thinking, well, gambling's not going away. It's not going away in sports.
No, it's not.
With that said, and I'm not a gambler, but I thought to myself, it seems like to throw a game or a performance, the easier way to throw is on the bad, not on the good. Meaning, if I went to Patrick Young when he was playing at Florida, I said, Pat, can you score 25 or more because I'm putting $1,000 on you today? I think that's harder than me going to Pat and saying, Pat, can you score no more than 6 points and then come out of the game and act like you're hammy? I think that's the easier way, and I think that's where things are going to happen.
You're much less likely to get caught if you're trying like that. That's hard to do. It's easy to get yourself out of a game, but to say, all right, I'm getting buckets this game. I'm trying to get. They got me at 12. I'm getting 13 points.
Yeah, and I think in trying to get the high number, you're still competing against the hell. Some of your players you want to score, not him, and the other team. Now, where I was going was, how do you start combating this? You got to start trying to fight it.
Man.
Right. And a lot of this is prop bets. A lot of it's prop bets. Yeah. He's going to score 6 or less. I thought to myself, and I don't know gambling, y'all can laugh at me, maybe the way to do it from the gambling world is work in basketball, work a time on the court situation. Because, a lot of guys will, 4 minutes into the game, they'll grab their hamstring, they scored 2 points, they'll go to the bench, and you'll go, I think that might have been set up. Well, maybe the prop bet has to say, if you are on the court for at least 15 minutes or more, they've got to figure something out.
How much worse this is than how much, Terry, I know you don't watch soccer, and Brent, that's obviously not your main sport.
Yeah.
But the big, one of the pushing points there and being a fan is how much players fake injuries.
Yeah.
And it to my knowledge, it wasn't associated with gambling, but now that's in the mix, you're thinking, man, is this dude or this girl? Because even Breonna Stewart, she came out of a game with the Liberty pretty early on with a hamstring or something, and people immediately, oh, she's faking it. She's not. And I'm like, dang, can the athlete win at this point? Whether they're being a purist, as we hope they all are, or not.
And
can they win?
Kind of along the way I'm going, I'm going to bring it to baseball, and baseball doesn't have a clock, obviously. But I still think you might want to monitor. Let's say Terry Norvelle, I'm a professional baseball player, and I think to myself, and I've got friends that have come to me with a bunch of money, and they go, Terry, all you have to do is not get a hit this game. I'm going to bet on you to not – that's a prop bet. I'm going to bet on you to go 0 for whatever, not get a hit. Well, the easiest way would be to either have one at-bat or maybe two and then fake an injury, and there's no way you're going to get a hit, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you got to start putting the prop bets and say, okay, you can bet on a guy to go 0 for, but he's got to at least play 6 innings or 7 innings. He's got to at least get 7 or 8 at-bats because 3 or 4 at-bats, because if he's dogging it and I see him dogging it 4 times, it's easier to expose that 4 times than 1 time.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy.
Well, let me say a couple of things about this. One,
go ahead, Brent.
What really puts pressure on Oklahoma with this situation, if they have another 6-6 type thing,
absolutely,
Stoops is probably gone.
I agree.
And there's a tremendous amount of pressure on them to be able to win. Now, look, they've got a really pretty good football team.
Yeah.
And if Mateer plays, I mean, he's an outstanding quarterback. And they've got Jaden Ott, who is also – they got him from Cal.
Running back, really nice running back.
It really is. Now, they're going to be good on defense, and Stoops is going to be basically your defensive coordinator. So, and listen, here's the other thing about this. Okay, you two are smart. What's the other issue here? Okay, the NCAA is aware of this. They're obviously looking into it, but how soon – and they know the season's coming up.
Yeah.
But how soon is the NCAA going to rule on this if they need to rule on it?
Yeah, and if there's an investigation, investigations take time. Brent, I want to correct. I don't mean to do this, but not Stoops, but Venables.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Venables, who's the defensive guy. But yeah, and again, this is another situation where the NCAA at times has a tough job. They probably can't look into this as much as they want to in the next 3.5 weeks.
Yeah,
right.
You know, and the NCAA doesn't have a massive building with 750 million investigators, and on top of that, the Mateer situation, because it's college football, that doesn't get to go to the top of their investigating. That can't move a. Let's say they may be looking at a lacrosse girl with eligibility or a swimmer at Penn State. You can't just go, well, we got to put John Mateer at the top of the list. Yeah. We got to have this done in 2 weeks. Can't do that. No. You can't do that without getting a boatload of trouble.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And Terry's point's a good one to that is because, I mean, look, can they move them up from, I don't know, 91 to 89, maybe.
Yeah.
But the reality is, there's no telling him any different cases. They're looking at number 1 and number 2.
I used to.
The thing we also don't know is, to Terry's point, is how much of a skeleton crew or even investigating this to begin with.
Pat. Example. Brent and I go way back because we're old. There was, and it was still maybe in place, this situation that the NCAA had, the clearinghouse. Yes. And kids would get offered scholarships and sign, and maybe they weren't the best students, and they had to hit a certain threshold, SAT, ACT, core. Well, the clearinghouse, this time of year, the clearinghouse, Florida may have a hotshot running back, or Oklahoma or Tennessee or Ohio State, and he's trying to get cleared by the clearinghouse to be accepted into school, and and they want him to be carrying the football in 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. Well, the fan would get so frustrated because the hotshot running back at Texas that we're talking about weeks would go by and weeks, and they're like, what the hell? Is he going to get cleared? Well, you can't just move that guy because he plays high-profile football ahead of basketball girl, basketball lacrosse girl,
right?
Baseball. There may be, the NCAA may have 400.
There can't be favoritism. There cannot be favoritism in this. No.
Now the fans going, damn it, they got to get to Bill Smith's situation so he can play football in 3 weeks. Well, you can't pull Bill Smith and put him ahead of the other 200 that got there ahead of him.
Yeah.
You can, but you're going to be in court.
Yeah,
federal court.
Yeah. Well, and let me throw this out here too. South Carolina's got an issue like this. I'll be quick on this.
With the player,
they've got a running back that is his last name is Faison, who really is a good running back. And now, unless something's happened the last day or two, they were still trying to figure out if he's going to play or not.
Yeah, wow. And to South Carolina and South Carolina football fan, that is the biggest thing, and they're screaming, NCAA, investigate, get it done. Well, they got 400 other student athletes that they can't.
I guarantee you, every South Carolina fan that's calling in on Paul Feinbaum's show is saying, I don't care. We're more important.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But as we get out of here 10 seconds, the federal court doesn't say they're more important.
No, they don't, do they?
They do not. That'll do it. Great job, Brent. Great job, Patrick. I want to thank Dr. Bates and, of course, Casey Kurtz for producing. We'll get back together tomorrow, 4 o'clock, for the next edition of the Young and Norvelle Show.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Will Olive, Mandarin High School. Go Stangs.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School. Tony Mazzio, Sandalwood High School, class of 2002. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with we are martyr rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is out. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be